Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Revenant Saga on Nintendo Switch. I saw a real Revenant. It was so scary, I almost wet my pants. If you become a Revenant, it's all over. Not only do you lose your memory, but your consciousness as well. After that, all that's left is an insatiable desire to destroy. I am the record keeper who keeps the one for the number of steps taken. Oh yeah. According to my grandmother, there are no revenants when she was my age. I wonder why they suddenly appeared now then. Scrolling is so rough. It takes a long time to get used to. Well, and actually me, I never get used to it. New premiere for the Order doesn't come out in public like the former Baldur used to. They seem to have just as much, if not more, support. Honestly, when I first heard about Baldur having gone missing, I didn't want to fall into despair. And good thing too. Now we all seem to be doing fine. This is the local branch. Now let's go speak to the cleric here. What's wrong, Albert? It's just I never did feel comfortable around these places. Maybe it's best if I left all the negotiations to you. Oh, don't be such a baby, Albert. Come on. Wait, Esther, Stop making excuses and march. Have you heard about those people who've suddenly gone missing and then later appeared in town as revenants? The one that went on a rampage near the inn almost had a family living somewhere near the inn most likely had a family living somewhere in the region. Did you hear a revenant went on a rampage over by the inn? It's terrible to think these creatures have now found their way into even this village. Were you the one who took care of that revenant outside the inn? I cannot thank you enough, young man. Oh, Esther, I was informed by a resident here in town you defeated the revenant that appeared at the inn. Your much dedicated service has been reported to the sanctum, and I believe it is only a matter of time before you are chosen as a Valkyrie yourself. Do you really think so? I do. Now, here's the reward money I have been given by the Order. Please take it. Thank you. Still, I can hardly fathom a revenant appearing in town like this. Not to mention you couldn't tell it from a normal human. It's like they're more clever than ever. I do not believe we have met before, young man. May I inquire as to who you are? Me? I'm Albert, a wandering revenant hunter. Albert is aiming to become a knight in the Order. I see. What glad tidings in this darkened age. Might I ask you then might I ask you, then lend your strength to save those righteous people who believe in both Restoria and the Order? Those with strong faith in God are, without a doubt, deserving of salvation. I sincerely believe, with you and Esther's combined strength, you will be his hands of salvation to man. Sure, I'll help you out. How grateful I am for your willingness to. But before I do, there's one thing I want to be clear on. Oh, and what might that be? You said you wanted me to save those righteous people with a strong faith in Restoria, right? That leads me to question if you think those who don't believe in your god or the Order to be wicked. Do you think these people are not worth saving? That is not what I intended to. Are you saying Anna was wicked and that's why he didn't save her? Albert, what's gotten into you? I couldn't save her. Neither could your god, the Order, or anyone else. Albert, you need to get a hold of yourself. I'm sorry. I just lost it is all. It seems you have suffered some traumatic experiences. Your Grace, I'll explain how the Order works later, if that's okay with you. But that aside, do you have any other missions that need taken care of? Anything concerned with Reverence? Actually, yes. I did receive word from the Sanctum regarding the very thing you are requesting. Octo Peak, which lies in the north of town, has a very old internment camp, and those who have vanished from town are said to be being held captive there. Then maybe they're being turned into revenants. But I don't understand why anyone would want to do something so cruel to another human being. The only one who has fought directly with those creating revenants is the former Premier, Baldur. However, during that same battle, his whereabouts became unknown, his Valkyrie slain. Therefore, the purpose behind the creation remains shrouded in mystery to this day. Yet, as things stand, revenants are increasing in number and people continue to disappear. Under the new Premier's direction, we must contend with these fiends of the darkness in order to ascertain the truth and save the people of this land. So, it's Octo Peak to the north here, hey? Yes, you are correct. Then maybe if I head to this place, that's where I'll find Dr. Moreau. Then might I assume you're willing to help? For now, anyway. I imagine it will be reassuring for Esther to have you along. I shall also prepare your reward for when you return. Thanks. I already owe Esther, so this ought to help me cover that. Now let's go, huh? Yes, right. Albert, you are meeting Esther here and joining her in her fight against Revenants. It must mean you are a warrior elected by the very hand of Restoria himself. Sorry to say this, but I've never met nor do I believe in an unseen being. One day you will. Believe me when I say the wheels of fate are already in motion for you. So until that time comes, stay alive. Until I accomplish what I set out to do, I have absolutely no intention of kicking the bucket. Albert, wait for me! Albert, I'm sorry about what I said earlier, Esther. It seems I let my emotions get the better of me. I'm alright now, though. Okay. Albert? You may not believe this, but I really saw Restoria in the vision. I even received a mark when it happened. Stigmata, huh? Yes, as you probably already know, revenants are immortal, but with this and my amulet combined, I can vanquish them. This is not good, Albert. Anna also had a vision like you some years ago. But she's... I take it you mean the same Anna you mentioned back at the branch? She was my best friend. She was caught up in the revenants 2 years ago and has been missing since. That's why I can't forgive those who were responsible for what happened to her. Neither can I forgive the god who failed to do anything to save her. You should get going, or anything else happens that can't be done. Right. What's the matter, Esther? I won't abandon those who don't believe in Restoria or the Order. Even if there's no reward involved either? Of course. Lost money can always be earned again, but a lost life can never be restored. Glad to know you see it that way. I'm glad to know you see it that way too. That's why I intend to fight, until there are no more people suffering because of revenants. Aren't you serious about that? I'll restore his name. Well, no, I believe you. Really? Why not? It's not like you could look somebody in the eye and tell them a lie. You just wanted to tease me again, didn't you? Rather, I thought I was giving you a compliment. What? Where's the compliment? Anyhow, since we're going to be fighting together, there are a few tactics I'd like you to remember. Tactics? Like what? I can increase my inner strength by unleashing the power sealed in my amulet and undergo a physical change when I fight. This is called transforming. Transforming? You can do the same by unleashing my power. In this transformed state, there are both advantages and disadvantages. Would you like me to explain? Yeah. Selecting the transform command in battle will cause a character to morph into a more powerful being. In this state, damage dealt is increased and damage received is decreased. In addition, more powerful skills can be used when transformed after they have been learned. The disadvantage of being transformed is the synchro gauge will gradually fill. As this happens, the power of an amulet will increase, and even more powerful attacks can be dealt to enemies. This is, of course, advantageous for battle. However, over time, a character will be unable to control themselves and begin to act erratically. Therefore, it is best to keep the gauge filled roughly halfway. So that's about it, but there are a few more very important things I need to add, so make sure you listen carefully. I'll do my best. First, while transformed, you won't be able to restore HP, since all of your energy will be focused on attacking. Of course, you can restore your SP or cure abnormal status while transformed, but you needn't worry about it, so you don't need to worry there. I don't know if I should feel better or not. Second, if you are swoon while transformed, as a penalty, you will be unable to be revived in battle. Then, of course, your synchro gauge will revert to 0, so be sure to be on your guard. It's a lot to take in all at once. I sure hope I can remember everything. If you notice your HP is low, you can always untransform to avoid any problems. But with that said, it's always important to be aware of the situation in battle. Now, that's all there is to it, unless you need me to explain everything again. Okay, it's your choice. Now, what do you say we head for Hokto Peak and rescue the hostages? Let's rest here tonight. That's probably a good idea. May I ask you something, Albert? What do you want to know? It's about when you fight revenants. Haven't you ever felt scared? Nope. Really? That's impressive. When I first received the vision, I was happy, but at the same time fearful. Of dying? And that's partly it, but the thing I fear most is my responsibility. Responsibility? Yes. Those who receive a vision have a sworn duty to deliver others from their suffering. Sometimes I agonize over what I'll do if I can't live up to that expectation placed on my shoulders. And I felt exactly the same way. What's wrong, Albert? I was just thinking you're pretty impressive yourself. The only thing that drives me is revenge. Even if that means using the order, and you too, Esther. I'm sorry, Albert. I didn't mean to say anything that would bring up your past. You don't need to apologize. But, actually, that is interesting to think you've received a vision. I'm not sure what you're getting at. Your stigmata. Let me see what yours looks like. I don't mean to be rude, but that's one request I'll have to decline. It would be quite embarrassing to... Show? Why? Anne used to show me hers all the time. Then again, she never stopped bragging about it either. Well, you're going to have to take no for an answer. Mine is in a place only for the eyes of my future husband. I see. I figured everybody got them in the same place, but I guess I was wrong, huh? Let's not worry about it anymore. It's getting late and we should get some rest. I won't fight with you about that. I'm pretty beat myself. Good night, Esther. But that doesn't mean you can't die. This is Octo Peak, Albert. All right, let's get hiking. Wait, we don't have time to wait unless you want the hostages being held here to be turned into revenants. You're right. Let's go. Soon I'll find that Dr. Murrow who destroyed both Anna's life and my own. When I get my hands on him, I'm going to. Yes, Albert. Let your hatred grow within you until you are utterly consumed by it. What's wrong, Albert? Are you hurt? Soon you will meet the target of your hatred, and vengeance will be yours. Vengeance? No. Albert! I'm alright. There's nothing wrong. But... Now, come on. Okay, but... What's that? The trail ends here. Where do we go now? Maybe we can jump down here. Given how low it is, you're probably right. I suppose if we run into any other places roughly our height, we might try the same too. Drop-offs about the height of Albert or others in the party can be hopped down from by simply moving to the edge. However, in cases there is an obstacle or pit below, the party will be unable to jump down. Super exciting music. Just random piece of rope in there. The game design philosophy is so weird. But I do love all the games from this, from Kemco and PC Create. It looks like we had better watch out for spikes on the ground. We could get injured stepping on them. Yeah, and we could lose HP doing it too, especially when we should be conserving it. Let's keep an eye out for them from now on. Stepping on spikes will cause the party to suffer damage. It would be wise to avoid them at all costs. Why did you suddenly stop, Albert? What do you make of this moss on the ground here, Esther? Looking at it closely, it appears to mark a passage of some sort. Do you think it's a trap? I don't get that particular impression myself. But you're right about it being a passage. Then maybe this is Story's way of testing us to see if we have faith to step into the unknown. And who knows? Maybe we'll even find something at the other end. Party HP, SP, and status restored. Yay! Albert, what is this magical field? It's used to restore HP, SP, and status. A convenient find. Now step atop it and use it already. Or do I have to possess you and force you on myself? Crystal. It looks like this is where the hostages must be being kept. Let's go back and look at that stuff here. Maybe that's okay. I don't know how this game scales. Albert. It looks like they must have been taken somewhere else before we got here. Now, I wonder if our enemy knew we were coming. And does it mean the hostages were all turned into... No, I think they're safe for now. Whoever is turning people into revenants would need much more advanced equipment than anything here. Which means that's probably where they've been taken. I see you are not the fools I took you to be. What? Who are you? You must be the Revenant Hunters, Esther and Albert, I assume. How do you know our names? My name is Bruno Bucknell. I have been sent here by the Sanctum to assist you. The Sanctum? This mission has been classified as of the utmost importance. Even the Valkyries have been ordered mobilized, not to mention the regional branches. Then I must say I feel it an honor to participate in such a massive undertaking. I hate to rain on your parade, Esther, but he doesn't seem all too thrilled by the fact that we're even involved. What? As I said before, this mission is of the utmost importance to the restoring order. And for the Sanctum to allow those such as yourselves who are unaffiliated with the Order, what could they have been thinking? Only those in the Order have been chosen by Restoria to vanquish the Revenants and bring peace unto this world. Even if we haven't been chosen by your god, we still have the ability to help those in need. And if you think your little club is so perfect, then let's see you vanquish all the Revenants in the world this very second. Let us see you save all those people who've been taken prisoner this second, too. At the very least, I've been saved by money more times than I've ever been saved by the divine intervention. Albert, now you've gone too far in saying... No, he is correct. How can you be agreeing with him? I recognize all the faith in the world will not save a child from starvation. That's surprising to hear from someone coming directly from the Sanctum. Are you sure that's okay to say? I merely spoke the truth. While it may be true money has saved countless lives, it has also ruined many more. Those with it have lied, cheated, and stolen, and even hurt others to obtain it. However, Restoria himself and the teachings of the Order have the power to save the hearts of those affected by such unhappiness. That is also the truth. And why I serve the Order. Nevertheless. What was that for? I will not allow you to demean Restoria or his Order. Bruno. Do you think you can force me to think otherwise? I do, even if it means by force. However, it appears you have another enemy to worry about first. What? Sha! Revenants made from the corpses of men. Whether left here deliberately or abandoned, they cannot be allowed to exist. Yes, but the bigger question is, can you transform? Worry for your own safety, as it is doubtful I will even have need to use my abilities to deal with these pathetic creatures. Albert. I hear you. I'll have my showdown with Bruner after we've dealt with these Revenants. That's if he actually survives this fight. Those are my same words. Let's see what strength you truly have to boast about. Whoa! We did it! Whoa! Esther, they're not dead! Huh? Whoa! What are you waiting for? Vanquish them! Right! Be gone, Revenants! Whoa! Are they really gone? Despite it being inferior demons, their souls would have been a perfectly good sacrifice for me. Are you still saying that? Don't you know if I were to suddenly unleash your powers, they'd both realize I was a Revenant? I'm sorry, Bruno. It's my fault your weapon was damaged. It would be much worse to try to carry back someone wounded. However, before you concern yourself about me, you should focus on your own lacking abilities. Yes, I'll try. However, I must say I was impressed. By the fact Esther can actually vanquish immortal Revenants? Huh? That is not what I was referring to. I was speaking of you. Me? That is correct. While I have seen those in the Order able to contend with Revenants many times before, this is my first time encountering someone unaffiliated such as yourself, able to do the same. about that. I actually have an amulet. I just can't show it to you at the moment, is all. You cannot show me? Why is that? Well, Esther here and I keep it somewhere I shouldn't mention in front of the opposite sex. Or is it you don't believe me? Then again, where's yours? I don't see one on you. Other than Esther here, you're actually the first person I've ever seen who can fight revenants besides myself. So, who are you anyway? My powers have been granted to me by Restoria in order to defeat revenants and proclaim his teachings. And it looks like we're at an impasse, doesn't it? No fool will believe your story. Yeah, and nobody's going to believe yours either. I now understand what you are attempting to say. Either of us can demonstrate positive proof. I see you are not as big a fool as I first thought. What's that supposed to mean? It is a handshake, a sign of truce between us, unless you would rather we continue where we left off. I think I'll pass on that. Not that I think I'd lose to you or anything, but I don't suspect I'll walk away unscathed either. I believe your perspective is marred about who it is that would lose. Let's just stop this, you two. Now shake hands and make up already, will you? Fine. Your power is the power of a revenant, is it not? Based on what evidence? Did I only feel one heartbeat? Or was it my imagination? What is it you're trying to say, huh? It was merely a jest. What kind of? Whatever it is you're joking about, maybe you should keep it to yourself, Bruno. It's alright, Esther. You don't need to flare up like that. I mean, I appreciate you standing up for me and all, but if you pound him into the ground before I get a chance to, I'll end up looking like a total wuss. What? You know what? Truce. My apologies, Albert. Forget about it. It's not like I didn't say a few things to ruffle some feathers. He's definitely trying to test me. And why should you be grateful? And why you should be grateful to me. I stopped my heartbeat when you shook his hand, so he would not notice there were two of us. Don't patronize me when you'd be in the same boat if we were found out. You got that? Albert? What were we talking about? The Valkyries from the Sanctum should already be making their way for the Revenant Laboratory. Our mission is to assist them. We will receive further instructions at the branch in Risk, which can be found east of here. In that case, that should be our next destination. Now, what do you say we head there, Albert? Right, let's get going. Swiss Army Nut +2. Poison. That's just all background scenery. There's nothing to do with it. But again, this is kind of with these games from this looking design. But the whole game is made with the touch interface as the focus, so It also explains why the game is a little bit more simplistic. Actually, I haven't tested to see if this uses the touch interface in handheld mode. It'd be interesting to see, because then it would play like its origin. As for my mission, my first priority is to take you to the branch in Riss. Further instructions will be given there. It looks like we're going to get our chance to show what we're made of. Once again, I failed to track down Dr. Moreau. When will the day come when I finally have my revenge on him for what he did to Anna? Albert? Huh? Oh, right. The branch in Riss, wasn't it? Let's go. In a certain laboratory. It appears my test subjects have arrived. Yes, I had Ingvar lock them up in the holding cells in the basement. 7 men and 4 women, making a total of 11. And then there was another, Valkyrie from the Order, who was found snooping about. I have her locked up and ready for experimentation. And my plan is right on track. What is it? Veldoran? Is there something else? It seems the Revenants we left in the internment camp on Octo Peak have been killed. What? Then again, your sources did say 3 people were coming to rescue the hostages, did they not? And so I never imagined my pets there on the mountain would be done in. However, there's a little consequence in the grand scheme of things, as those 3 will soon be here. Have Ingvar take care of them when they arrive. Yes, Doctor. It shall be done as you have instructed. Now for myself. It is time I made preparation to begin my next experiment. Okay, east, right? Yeah, east. Fight with Valkyrie to defend love and justice. This is so delicious. It seems she's enjoying a dream about food. I'm famished too, Albert. That's because you don't go to sleep. Who can sleep on an empty stomach? While Esther and Bruno are both asleep, I desire you to kill a revenant and make a sacrifice of its soul to me, Albert. It's not happening, especially since we can't be too careful around this Bruno. I'll have to wait until morning to eat. Here we are, Riss. Now let's hurry over to the branch. Can't we get a bite to eat first? Well, Why is your stomach the only thing you ever think about? You just barely ate. I need more than that to keep from getting hungry again so soon. If you cannot control your appetite, you are no different than swine. I take that back. It was rude to compare swine to you. What? Albert, I say we eat him. Don't even think about it. Listen well, Albert. This mission we have undertaken is of the utmost importance. We have no time to shift our focus to anything else. Moreover, something of this magnitude should be considered both as priority and an honor. Indeed, this is for the realization of world peace. Like I believe that. Does it grate on you something would dare to take precedence over your meal? You're truly less than swine. No, that's not what I'm talking about. And what? I don't get why we need to hurry for this all-important mission. It's not like I'm fighting for the order or anything. In other words, you would have us ignore our mission? Of course, that's not the case. Of course, that's not the case, and I intend to help too. But to be clear, I have no interest in your so-called honor. I only want to help those who are suffering due to revenants. As for whatever special class this mission falls under, I could care less. Albert. Do as you see fit. As long as we accomplish our mission given us by the Order, I care not how it is done. What is it, Albert? Usually I would have decided for myself without anyone else's input, but what is this feeling of defeat I'm getting? It means you gave in to Bruno, and as it stands, he has the upper hand on you. Come on, let's go, Albert. Oh, yeah, wait up. You are with the Order, are you not? Please, kill the evil revenants and avenge my son and grandson's deaths. Hey there, if you're looking to get suited up, I've got just what you need. Everything's expensive, isn't it? Let's get some armor first. Anything you need to keep you safe. Find anything you need to keep you safe. Because what you don't have can't protect you. Okay, so... I guess I could spend too much time customizing stuff, huh? Oh, that takes place of? Oh, I thought it was... Okay, well, I messed that up, didn't I? Just lowers her defense a little bit, but everything else goes up. Is that the same for him? I guess I'll do that. Sell the other stuff. red I usually think decrease, but in this game it's increase. So... Welcome, are there any items that can help you find today? If so, then be sure to let me know. Were you not attacked by revenants or monsters while on your way here? I cannot tell you how important it is to be careful out in the world these days. We have already had so many villagers from here killed. The king has dispatched many men to hunt down revenants, but I have yet to see any promising results. Yeah, so picky. They're trying their hardest. Well, aren't you new in these parts? First, let's start with introductions. I am a record keeper. Of the 13 different records, I keep the one for number of enemies defeated. Once you achieve a certain record, I'll have a reward to pass along to you. Now, what do you say I examine just how many enemies that is? Sorry to say this, but you haven't done enough to get a reward just for me just yet. Your record can be viewed anytime under a trophies section of the menu system. Now kill some more monsters and swing on by again. Yes, monsters. There are those who mock Restoria and worship the Demon King. Hey Lil, doesn't that make you feel uneasy? His name makes me feel uneasy. Hey Lil. Maybe because it's hard to say. I heard that the Lady Valkyrie who saved our village not long ago was killed by a revenant. And she was so strong and kind. Revenants and monsters ravaged our fields. I'm hungry, Mommy. Just somebody's house, okay. We routinely get Valkyries and Knights coming through here from the Sanctum. That's what has me so worried. It would be a lot more comforting if they stayed here instead of venturing on to somewhere else. Your Grace, I have brought Esther and Albert here as requested. Very good, Bruno. I have been anticipating your coming. Now to inform you of your mission from the Sanctum. There has been a Revenant laboratory discovered to the south of this village. Apparently it is called Elve Laboratory. The Valkyrie stationed in the village have already gone to deal with the situation there, but we lost contact with them some hours earlier. Then would it not mean... Yes, the situation is undoubtedly dire. But how can Valkyries be beat so easily? It would seem the Revenants they encountered are much stronger than before, and why I believe reinforcements from the Sanctum will be necessary too. Where are you going, Albert? Isn't it obvious? To this LV laboratory. Wait, Albert. The order from the Sanctum was to make for LV laboratory when reinforcements arrived. Yeah, and when are they coming? I expect it should be in the next few days. Every day a hostage isn't rescued means the chance they'll die increases. And every 2 days, that risk is doubled. I don't have time to wait around for some bunch of people who I have no idea when they're going to show up. Wait, I'll go with you too. Bruno, are you not going with them? Allowing me to go alone would put the entire mission in jeopardy. And as the eyes and ears of the Order, I believe making sure that does not happen is the best interest in everyone. I see. So it is for the Order then. I'm glad to know there are passionate believers such as yourself still out there. I suppose if I leave this matter in your hands, all should be well. Trust it will be, Your Grace. Do not attempt to leave without being sanctioned to do so. Don't think you could stop us, Bruno. That was not my intent. Rather, I have determined to go with you. If You think you'd be off the hook for disobeying the Sanctum's orders? I'm only going along as an observer to make sure you do not do anything to hamper the Order's progress. In other words, in a broad way, I am, in fact, following their orders. I love how he just pulled this crap out of thin air. Well, if he didn't have a believable reason, I'm sure it would hurt his pride to come with us. Still, Bruno, you really need to work on being more humble. Do not kid yourself. I do not suspect either of you of having ulterior motives. Or should I? Let's just leave it at that, huh? I couldn't agree more. Look at that Bruno's face. Even so, you shouldn't laugh. You are one to talk yourself. How can I not? What is it, Albert? Do you still have a complaint? Me? Nah. Now, how about we get along? Or get going. Bruno may, in fact, be a good guy, after all. Some of this dialogue is a little awkward, but, you know, it wasn't developed for English speakers. It would seem monsters and revenants have appeared along the way to LV Laboratory. And wouldn't it mean they're being created there? That is a possibility we cannot deny. Especially when the research by the Order shows these creatures banding into groups in order to attack. In other words, our job is to hit them at the source. That is correct. If that's where we're going, then let's do it! Just wait, Dr. Moreau. When I find you, I'll make you pay for everything. In a certain laboratory. Preparations on the Pinnacle and Revenant Generator are complete at last. Now to begin my experiment. Switch on! Was it a success? Rather than resurrecting, her body disintegrated. See, when creating revenants using a corpse, summoning a powerful demon does not work. On the other hand, summoning an inferior demon will mean the revenant will be devoid of any intellect or emotion. Again, resurrecting a revenant is the last step in the master plan. Soon my dream will come true. Valdred, what impeccable timing. If I could, I would like you to bring me the next test subject. It appears my last attempt was a failure. That Valkyrie you spoke of earlier should be sufficient for this round. Now, if you would not mind killing her and bringing her corpse here to me... Understood. I will have her lifeless body brought to you. However, before that, preparations for the battle revenants are first. The 3 who killed our revenants on Hocto Peak appeared to be on their way here. And it was as your sources said. Regarding dealing with them, have Igvar do it. He has been starving for a fight, and it is my job as his master to see his needs. I shall inform you. Not let anyone stop me from fulfilling my dream. Not Astoria, not the Demon King, nobody. Albert! I see you are asleep then, are you? Then I will possess your body. Do what? What do you imagine? Kill the Revenant and devour their... Wait, why are you still awake? Because it seems you can only possess my body if I'm asleep. Which means I can't get any shut-eye thanks... No thanks to you. not the fair. This is audap. You've been watching Revenant Saga. We're playing on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.